Who is missing this evening? I'm counting 11 council members, is that right?
I don't see Heidi.
Yeah, Heidi was uncertain
there
about being able to join, but was planning to, but I know she's also traveling.
Okay, thank you.
I see a Heidi West tile on my screen.
There she
yep.
is. She just joined us. All right, all council members are present. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it is 6 o'clock, and I will call the first Missoula City Council meeting of 2021 to order. It's the 4th of January. We are delivering this meeting to you all via Zoom webinar. Thank you for joining us. I will call for public comment. During this meeting, we have a very short agenda this evening. But if you are interested in public comment, please use the raise or lower hand feature to let me know that you'd like to be recognized. I will enable your microphone and welcome you, but you will need to unmute. And if you've joined us by phone, you can raise and lower your hand by pressing *9 and mute and unmute by using *6. And if you're participating by phone, I'll call on you by reading the last 4 digits of your telephone number. As I say, we've got a relatively short agenda this evening, but I will note that all council members are present. And we have minutes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 meetings, and without objection, they will be approved. All right, seeing none, we'll move on to our committee schedule. Ms. Rabine.
Thanks, Mayor Engen. Happy New Year, everybody. May it be an improvement on last year. So we are having committee meetings this week, this coming Wednesday, and as we're accustomed to, they're all being held via Zoom webinar. You can find all of our meetings that are being held via Zoom webinar on our website at www.ci.missoula.mt.us/webcasts, or if you go to the city's main homepage and click on that meetings button there in the middle of the page, it'll take you to all of the agendas for these meetings, as well as all of our boards and commissions. And there's a link on every one of the agendas to join the Zoom webinar. And it's at the top of those agendas. So without further ado, here are our committee meetings that are happening this Wednesday, January 6th, 2021. Public Works Committee will meet at 9:45 in the morning and go until 10:15. The Public Safety and Health Committee meets from 10:30 to 10:45. Parks and Conservation Committee follows from 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And Committee of the Whole rounds out the day from 12:45 to 12:30 in the afternoon, from 11:45 a.m. until 12:30 in the afternoon. And that's our committee schedule this week. Thanks.
Thanks, Ms. Rabine. Any changes to that schedule? All right, seeing none, we will move on to the public comment portion of our agenda. That's your opportunity to comment on items not elsewhere on the agenda. And I would ask that if you have comment, you would limit yourself to 3 minutes. And I'm looking in the attendees window, and I see no hands raised at the moment. And pardon me, I need a bit of technical assistance. I'm actually conducting this webinar from my iPad, which I've not done before. Would one of you raise your hand so I can make sure that that feature is actually working here? I'm assuming it is, but. All right, so I don't see hands up in the participants window. Right, if you'd lower your hands, please. I'm actually just going to call. We have 3 attendees, and I'm going to call on Ms. Housel. Did you have comment this evening?
Just here to listen, but since you've unmuted me, Happy New Year, folks.
Well, thank you.
Mhm.
And I see Forward Montana. Did
Nope.
you have any?
Thank you, though.
Thank you. And MCAT editor, we know who that is. All right, well, thank you. Good to know that that feature is lacking on the iPad. With that, seeing no public comment, ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on to our consent agenda items. Pardon me, here were approved in council committees to be placed on the consent agenda to save a little time on Monday evenings. And we vote on these items as a package. The clerk, that's Ms. Rabine, will read the list aloud so folks watching on MCAT or participating in the webinar will know what we're considering, and we'll invite comment on these items before we vote. And with that, Ms. Rabine.
Oh dear, I have covered my camera and moved it a little. There we go. There we go. All right, tonight's consent agenda has, I think, 9 items. I checked that right before I screwed up the camera and I forgot. Yeah, there's 9 items on tonight's consent agenda. The first 3 items are related to claims. Claims are the city's accounts payable. And item number 1 is to ratify claims in the amount of $1,592,871.60 for checks that are dated, that were dated December 22nd of 2020. Number 2 is to ratify claims in the amount of $1,840,218.60 for checks that are dated December 29th of 2020. And number 3 is to approve claims in the amount of $857,473.97 for checks that are dated tomorrow, January 5th of 2021. Number 4 is to set a public hearing on January 25th of 2021 on a resolution revising the City of Missoula Parks and Recreation fee schedules for parks and recreation programs, facilities, and permits. Number 5 is to appoint Peter Walker Kelleher to the Impact Fee Advisory Committee for a term that begins on January 1st, began January 1st of 2021 and ends on December 31st of 2025. Number 6 is to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a contract with Design Services with DJ&A for the Waterworks Trailhead and Public Access Road project. This is with the Parks Department, and that contract's in the amount of $92,700 and an optional amount not to exceed $33,132 for construction management for a maximum total of $125,832. Number 7 is to appoint Brian Kearns, Michael Doshorst, Scott McNall, and Trevor Bell as regular members to the Energy and Climate Team from terms beginning on January 1st, 2021 and ending July 31st of 2024, and appointing David Morris as an alternate member to serve the remainder of a vacated alternate member's term. And that term begins January 1st of 2021 and ends on July 31st of 2022. And number 8 is to appoint Vanessa Sievers to the Open Space Advisory Committee for a term that begins on January 26th of 2021 and ends on December 31st of 2024. I'm not sure that should end on December 31st of 2024. Should probably end on January 25th of 2025. I'll make that change in the record so we can keep those terms consistent with the rest of the board. And then number 9 is to approve the Linda Vista 24th Supplement Final Plat.
Thank you. Pardon me. Thank you, Ms. Rabine. Questions or comments from council members? Mr. Ramos.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just have a quick question for you on item 5.2. What was that $10,000 communications bill to your office, or that expenditure from your office?
Yeah, I have no idea, actually. I don't know off the top of my head, Mr. Ramos.
Okay, perfect. And then I was hoping that you could divide the question so that we could vote on item 5.1 separately due to $6,000 in legal fees to Boone Carlberg, and then 5.3, if you could divide that due to $78,000 of legal fees to Perkins Coie. And also I have to abstain from 5.3 due to Anger Electric. So
Thank you. Ms. Jones.
Thanks. My understanding was that we had some regarding the matter that you raised, Mr. Ramos, about the communications, that with the budget last summer, we addressed having more of a communications budget. So that part of that, it was approved in the budget, and I'm not sure specifically what it's for, but it was all pre-approved with the budget last summer.
And I'll get you the answer. My hunch is it had to do with winter shelter communication and outreach to neighborhood, but we'll get you that answer, Mr. Ramos.
okay.
All right. Anyone else? All right. In the audience, Mr. Larson. Let me.
Hi, City Council. Hi, Mayor. Matt Larson, Ward 3. I just wanted to know what was going on with the $25,000 FAAC Milo range for the police department. As far as I can tell, if you look up the thing on the website, it looks like a gigantic video game. And it looks pretty sweet. So I was going to wonder how much is it going to cost for a regular citizen to play MPD's nice new $25,000 video game? And is this what we also bought the $60,000 3D scanner for? To like load sweet custom maps into our new $25,000 video game? And also, do we have a maintenance agreement for this? Because as far as I've experienced personally, MPD has an issue with telling the difference between a real gun and a toy gun. So I don't want any bullets going off in there and, messing up your guys' sweet new video game. But I really am interested. Maybe, maybe we can have a public outreach thing and we can all play this video game and bond with MPD that way. But just wondering, thanks for pointing out the $10,000 communications bill that nobody knows what it's for. And thanks for pointing out the endless legal fees too, Mr. Ramos.
Thank you, Mr. Larson. I will note that we know what all of these expenditures go for. It's just that I don't review every claim before every council meeting. And I don't think you want me doing that, actually, because we've got some other work to do. But we're happy to answer those questions for council members and the public. Each of these were approved in the budget, and that video game is actually a training tool that should keep the public safe. And we think that's sort of important around here. So. Seeing no additional comment, Ms. Jones, did you have something on consent? Okay, I'm sorry, I haven't figured out how to lower hands yet. All right, with that, we will have a roll call vote on, let's do items 5.1 and 5.3. Is that correct, Mr. Ramos?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
All right, we'll have a roll call vote on those two claims.
Okay, on items 5.1 and 5.3 of the consent agenda, Anderson.
Yes.
Becerra.
Yes.
Contos.
No.
Harp.
Yes.
Hess.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Merritt.
Yes.
Ramos.
No, with an abstention on 5.3.
Noted. Thank you. Cheryl.
Yes.
Vasika.
No.
Von Lossberg.
Yes.
And West. West. Did we lose Heidi? I'll mark her absent for that vote. So our final total on item number 1 is 8 ayes, 3 nays, and 1 absent. And our total on 5.3 is 8 ayes, 2 nays, 1 abstention, and 1 absent.
Thank you, Ms. Rabine. And on items 5.2 and 5.4 through 5.9.
On the balance of the consent agenda, Becerra,
Yes.
Contos,
Yes.
Harp,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Merritt,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Vasika,
Yes.
Van Lossberg,
Yes.
and Anderson.
Yes.
Would any of you like to change your vote? That is a,
West is here. I'm voting yes.
oh, you are here. Okay,
Having some
thank,
internet connectivity issues, but thank
all
you.
right, thanks, Heidi. So that's 12 ayes.
Thank you, Ms. Rabine. Consent agenda is approved. We don't have comments from city staff, agencies, boards, commissions, authorities, or the community forum, nor do we have any special presentations, public hearings, items for final consideration. Communications from the mayor. Well, Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely to see you all. I would like to let you know that I have contracted COVID-19. I tested positive for the virus on New Year's Day, and while I don't recommend anyone getting it, my symptoms have not hit my lungs, and that's my most vulnerable health issue. And so far, so good. I feel like I've been hit by a truck. I am very, very tired, but I've got it a lot better than many other folks. The next obvious question is, where'd you get it? Best I can reckon is that I have been taking care of my 91-year-old mother, who has been living with me since she was diagnosed with COVID-19. And I suspect that that over the course of 3 weeks, while I thought I was lucky, I wasn't. So Mom is doing remarkably well, and I will be fine. In the event, however, because this is a serious virus, that something goes south, we have long had at the City of Missoula a business continuation plan, and the council president, in this case, Brian Von Lossberg, would step into the role as acting mayor if I were incapacitated. At this point, I don't suspect that will be the case. I am not receiving any particular treatment other than right now some cough syrup and extra strength Tylenol. That's what I went home with from the emergency room. So if you're interested in how the experimental drugs are working on me, I don't have any of them. And as soon as you can, get a vaccine. In the meantime, do what I have been doing all along, and many of you have been doing all along. Wear the mask, wash the hands, be careful, stay out of crowds, etc. But given the choice of having my mother be on her own, trying to manage this illness, it was a no-brainer for me to bring her home and take care of her. So I hope that the next conversation we have will be me telling you I feel much better. And again, I don't have much to complain about when I look around the country and in our community with regard to the people who have suffered as a function of this pandemic. So that's my news for this evening. And we'll begin council comments with Mr. Campos.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Mr. Mayor. I'll definitely be praying for you. I'm glad that your symptoms are as minimal as they are. I wanted to say that this last year was really quick, and I have learned a lot being on city council. And I don't normally say a whole lot. My first year was mostly just listening, and I really want to thank everybody for their patience and help. And, you know, things like, John, here's how you turn on your laptop. And even Marty, just a little while ago, was helping me dial in after being off for 2 weeks. I think another thing too, I really have enjoyed getting to know you guys. Not everyone yet, and a whole lot deeper this upcoming year, but I'm really impressed with this group. When people say bad things about city council, I can really speak up and say, this is really a smart crowd who's not into it for the money, but they're really trying to help the city. I can honestly say that. So thank you very much, and continue to be patient with me.
Ms. Merritt.
Mr. Mayor, I hope that you are feeling better very quickly, and I hope that your mother is too. Just wanted to say Happy New Year to everyone. I hope it is a much better year than this past one, and that everything is on an upward trajectory. So thanks everybody for making it tonight, and look forward to working with you in the coming year.
Mr. Von Lossberg.
Thanks. Best wishes for a speedy recovery, Mayor. And Happy New Year to everybody. Thanks for your comments. John, likewise to you. Nice to have you serving on council. Thanks.
Ms. Harp.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I too send, I guess, warm wishes and condolences to you not condolences, but well wishes that you speedy recovery.
No condolences. Yet,
oh, no, sorry, I got ahead of myself. sorry.
Unless you know something I don't.
Which I don't, I swear. I think, John Contos, I just want to say thank you for your thoughts. 2020 was a miserable year for all of us on so many different fronts. And I think one of the great pleasures of 2020 was actually getting to know you and Sandy and Amber as our newest members of council. I have been really delighted by how well we have worked together along with everybody else. And it really helps to kind of put my mind at ease of all the naysayers that sometimes kind of pop up. And I guess maybe just don't necessarily understand the stress of this particular job when we're all trying to do the very best to serve our community. So thank you for that. And thank you to the community at large. But so looking forward to a very prosperous 2021.
And Ms. Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And yes, I will add my well wishes to you and your mother as well. And you're a good Norwegian son for bringing your mom home and taking such good care of her at much risk to yourself. So hopefully she is faring well, and you will fare as well and have a speedy recovery. Happy New Year to everyone. Mr. Contos, you are right. This last year went by very quickly, and I'm hoping the first part of 2021 goes by quickly as well, because we still have some dark days ahead of us. We do have the vaccine out in our community, and hopefully folks who are eligible are taking advantage of it to protect themselves and the other community members. In the meantime, those of us will wait and continue to hang out in our houses and do what we need to keep everyone else safe. My sister informed me that we had to yell Jumanji at midnight on New Year's Eve. If you know the Robin Williams movie or the story of it, apparently you yell Jumanji and it gets you out of the game. So we were all looking forward to ending 2020 and getting on to 2021. And I continue to be honored to serve with all of you, and continue to wish best wishes for you and yours and the rest of our community as we make it through these tough days. So thank you.
And Ms. Jones.
Thank you. Thanks for all the great comments. It's great to see everyone, and I really look forward to seeing people in person some point during 2021. And Mr. Mayor, best wishes. I'm so sorry you were sick. I'm glad your mother's doing better, and I hope next week or the week after you are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I did want to briefly address an issue. So I was attending a COVID task force meeting today under the Missoula County Public Schools Board of Trustees umbrella. And I think people should be aware of the fact that there's a big discussion going on as to what direction our schools should go in for the next 5 months for the rest of the school year. So a big study came out last week that was conducted by Harvard, Tufts, Johns Hopkins, so about the best resources out there, showing that if certain precautions are in place and communities are doing certain things, the schools are not really a big source of transmission of this virus. So I think MCPS and their task force are really diving into that, analyzing it, getting input from the community. You know, last spring, we didn't really know what we were up against. And even last fall, there were still a lot of unanswered questions. I think we've got a lot of information at this point, and the equation is changing. Of course, we don't want people to get sick. We don't want this transmitted, but the downside to kids not being in school full time, there's a lot of fallout there. So I think that discussion is happening in our community right now, and I would recommend you leaning in. And I think they're gonna hopefully make some really solid decisions in the next couple of weeks, and we'll have a plan for the rest of this spring for our public school system. So just wanted to let everyone know that, and Happy New Year.
And Mr. Ramos, before I call on you, I got confirmation from Communications Director Jenny Merriam that expense was indeed for Big Sky Public Relations for the outreach on the temporary winter shelter. Mr. Ramos.
I appreciate that, Mr. Mayor, and I'll keep it brief. I'm looking forward to another year serving with you all, and hoping that 2021, like everybody else, is better than 2020. And also wanted to extend my sincerest best wishes to you, Mr. Mayor, and to your mother, and how great I think it is that you're taking care of her. And I don't think anybody would have done any different. So best wishes and speedy recovery to you both.
Thank you. Ms. Cheryl.
Thanks. And I agree with Jesse. I think that I commend you for taking care of your elderly mother. And I think that just highlights the complex choices people have had to make this year. You know, there are a lot of people less fortunate than everyone here. And when COVID has hit people and their families, they have had to make some really hard choices. So I'm sorry that you're sick, but I know that feels like the right choice to you, I'm sure. So I'm kind of laughing that everyone says it was a really fast year, because I am so tired of my living room. I feel like I've been sitting in this chair on Zoom calls for like a decade. I will really look forward to the point that we can all see each other again in person. I know it is too early for that, but I am honored to be serving Missoula, and I'm honored to be serving with all of you.
Mr. Hess.
Thanks. I'll just echo my colleagues' best wishes, Mayor, and Happy New Year to everyone. It is going to be fun to. We've gotten to know all of our new members from behind a screen, and it will be nice to be in the same room again when it's safe and appropriate. And I am looking forward to doing that when the time is right. So I wish everyone a good start to the new year and look forward to continuing to work with you.
Ms. Becerra.
Thank you, Mayor. I think everyone knows that taking care of aging parents is not an easy task, and it's especially difficult during a pandemic. So I commend you for doing that, and I also wish you a speedy recovery. I think taking care of elderly parents is an honor. Not many people get to have that pleasure, and I just commend you on that. And too bad that COVID got hold of you, but I have no doubt that you will recover quickly. I also want to wish everyone all the very best in 2021, and can wait to see everyone in person. And John, thank you for your words. I have enjoyed my conversations with you, and I hope that we get to do that in person soon. So looking forward to a productive year. Thanks.
Ms. Vasika.
Thank you, and I hope that you and your mother get well soon. I want to echo everyone else's words. It's been an interesting first year on council. Looking 1 year later, I absolutely love this. I love the position that we're in. Everyone has been very helpful to me, and I really appreciate all of that. I did want to reach out to my constituents and ask them. There's a lot of businesses that are still struggling, and I hope that we can all go to them, use their pickup service, use their delivery service as best as possible. I know that a lot of businesses and families have been struggling, so help out the best that you can. I'm really optimistic for this next year. I'm optimistic for hopefully we'll all be able to meet up in person soon. A lot of places will be able to reopen soon. Meeting all of you folks, the beginning of council in chambers was really interesting, getting to know you all, and then kind of put a damper on it when we're behind the screens. So I'm really looking forward to being able to see you all in person soon. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season, and I hope that you all had a good new year, and I'm really looking forward to 2021. Thanks.
And Ms. West.
Just Happy New Year and get well.
All good. Thank you all. We have no committee reports this evening, but we do have one item of new business. Jessica Miller is here from my office to talk a little bit about the legislature, which kicked into session today. So for the next 90 days, we will all be busy monitoring and weighing in to the degree that we can via Zoom and distance. But we are tracking bills as always, paying attention and trying to provide the public some opportunity to understand what the legislature is doing as well. So Ms. Miller, if you would be so kind as to take it away.
Great. Hi, everybody. Jessica Miller, Citizen Services Manager in the Mayor's Office. So this year, as Mayor Engen stated, we have, today was the first day of a brand new legislative session. So I've been tracking and sorting bills, and we're kicking off pretty fast here. There are about 3,000 bill draft requests so far. So our legislative tracking is located in, we've got 2 links from the homepage on our main city website. So if you hover over government and then come over here to Missoula in session, that'll take you to the page. And the other place is from our main web page, from that front landing page here, you come down to the very bottom, and we do have a link to the legislature here as well. So once folks get to this page here, I have a little bit of information for folks up at the top. We will be linking our lobbyist reports here. these links are correct, but clearly with it being the first day of the session, we don't have lobbyist reports, but our lobbyist, John McDonald, will be sending those to me on Fridays, and they will be updated and linked here from the website each week. And here for the public, I have some notes about for members of the public to be able to contact their legislators. It's very important that they understand that we speak for the city of Missoula, and if they feel strongly about legislation, they are reaching out directly to their legislators, because those folks, you know, I mean, it means a lot coming from the individuals rather than from the city of Missoula as an entity. You know, we have one voice, they have 70,000. And then down here, if folks, members of the public do want us to, do want the city to take a particular stance on legislation, they have links for participating in this meeting. This item here under new business will continue on throughout the legislative session. And then this is where if city council actually wants us to take a position, you folks can have that discussion, and we'll put that on our tracking system as well. So this is how the public can interact with us. They can reach out in several ways. And then down here at the bottom, this is where I have our bills linked. So these are all PDF documents sorted by category. So all bills is everything that we're tracking, and the product that we're using this year does include draft legislation as well. So that's going to be very helpful for us, because sometimes we get to the point where something is introduced on a Tuesday and maybe has a hearing on a Wednesday. But in this case, we're able to track it as soon as there is any text. And so on this report, we do have the bill number, the position. Clearly, we haven't had a chance to get that set on that yet. We've got folks reviewing items. I do have an issue area here, and then whatever the last action was. And so this will be helpful for folks. You can see when we have a hearing, and then you can see down here further, we've got some of these things where somebody has requested a draft and it's just on hold and nothing's happening to it. And then of course, this link does take people out to the legislature's website. And if there's text, the text will be available there so that they can see everything there. And so back to that main page, I do have it divided up into categories for folks who just want to know what are we doing on a particular topic. And so each of these reports is the same. And again, so if there's anything that we are not tracking that council thinks that we should be tracking, that you can just send me an email and I will get it on here. When there are things that you want us to take a particular position on, that's something that council typically does during this Monday meeting. And that's all I have. I'm open for questions.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. And Jess, if I could bug you to take that down so I can see some faces.
Sorry.
And questions or comments? Ms. Anderson?
Thanks so much. I just want to say thanks so much to Jessica for tracking and putting all this together. And that presentation may have seemed very quick, but that is a lot of work. And there is a record amount of bill drafts this legislative session. So keeping track of all of that, thank you so much, and providing that resource to us as council, as well as to the community at large. So thank you for all your hard work. And I'm sure you spent a lot of time over break or over the holiday season working on that. So wanted to make sure that that was said.
Thank you. Ms. Wasika?
Thanks, and thanks, Jessica, for putting that together. I just wanted to clarify, just to double check I have this right, that the bills listed in the categories, that's just the bills that the city is tracking, not all of the bills that are up this year. Is that right?
That's correct, yes. I do, on that main landing page, I do have a link for folks to get to the full legislature if they want to track other things. But this is just the stuff that the city of Missoula is tracking and taking a position on.
Okay, great. And I did want to encourage all of our listeners out there to, like Jessica said, we are like 70,000 voices. So if there's something that you have a strong stance on, then be sure to reach out so that we can take a look at it.
Thank you again, Ms. Miller. Ms. Anderson is absolutely correct. Ms. Miller jumps through hoops to get this thing set up. And for the next 3 months, she will be made crazy trying to keep track of all of this. But she does it with her typical good humor and occasional grumble. And that's what we love about Jess. So any further comment? Ms. Harp, sorry.
So out of curiosity, if something comes before this body, how quickly are we able to actually vote on something that would be then presented before the legislature? Are we going to be asked to have impromptu meetings?
No, what we've typically done is on Monday evenings under new business, we will offer a brief report on what we are tracking and what we're hearing from our lobbyist. And if there are additional issues that are of interest to council, we can either engage in those via acclamation or council could choose through resolution or something to take a position. But we've been a little less formal about that. And most of what we've talked about has been a function of acclamation. And if you all are interested in an issue, we will track it. And if you are interested in taking a position, we should have some mechanisms, both informal and formal, to get there.
Great, appreciate that.
Ms. Asika?
I just wanted to double check. So if we do take a position as a city on something, the only thing that really does is showing the legislature that the city of Missoula believes in this bill and doesn't believe in that one. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Seeing no further hands, thank you for that. Thanks again, Jess. Do we have any additional items to be referred this evening? Seeing none of those, any miscellaneous communications, reports, petitions, or announcements? And seeing none of those, as always, I thank you for your service and for your kindness this evening. And I hope the rest of the evening treats you well. And we'll be back next week. Thanks. We'll be adjourned.